What's good, YouTube? It's your back Keto Freak. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because it's free. Let me go ahead and like Mr. Nightmare video. I'm coming at y'all with 3 true, you know what I'm saying, beach horror stories, you feel me? It's getting sandy tonight. We getting sandy. We getting sandy tonight. Getting sandy. We getting sandy tonight. We getting sandy. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all ain't seen my last reaction. I just dropped a reaction, man, to Jake Paul. I looked at, I react to the full fight. So y'all want to go see that reaction? Go ahead and tune in, bro. But if y'all ain't tuned in to that reaction, you know what I'm saying? In the beginning, I had to give praise to y'all because I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? A nigga going crazy. I'm just in a good spirit, bro. I'm growing on everything, bro. I see just an improvement in everything. And I don't never forget where I started. I won't never forget who will support me when they have nothing, bro. I would never forget that in my life. I'm a thorough nigga, bro. God see it. That's why he see me just keep growing. You feel me? I just want to appreciate y'all, bro. Sometimes I be on here chilling, but most of the time I'm on this bitch going crazy. Y'all know I'm entertaining. I appreciate the love and support, bro. It means a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Without y'all, it ain't no Keto Freak. Without Keto Freak, it ain't no y'all. So 2 things, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's both games, bro. Who you know in the game, bro? Come on, bro. I got a unique name, bro. My nigga Keto Freak. Who you know named Keto Freak, my nigga? Nobody. Nobody named Keto Freak, man. Who got a name like that? I don't give a fuck what they say. I'm a freaky ass nigga. I think I'm Keto Freak. Simple. But, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all like these horror stories, so let's get into these motherfucking horror stories, man. You know what I'm saying? I seen them drop this motherfucker. I said, oh, I gotta add this motherfucker to my watch later. I gotta add this bitch to my watch later. No, I gotta watch this shit with y'all. I be excited to get on this motherfucker and watch videos with y'all, bro. Y'all not understand that, bro? That is crazy to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wake up this morning, gangers on my mind. No homo. I gotta say that because you know what time we on. You know what I'm saying? Because they be tripping in the comments when you say something sweet. But I promise you that ain't me. I don't listen to Lucci, so I don't know why I'm doing this shit. But I just had to go with the top of the fully clip. I'm moving. Look at that. Nah, I don't listen to Lucci, though. Real shit. I don't listen to that nigga, bro. I don't know how niggas listen to him, bro. Brother be listening to that nigga. I don't get it. Into the story, though. Go ahead, bro. Grab your popcorn and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all having a marvelous Sunday, though. Okay.
We all have bad habits. Our bad habits, and the it has, and there's no with doctors in the story.
Hey, man.
The journey.
Sponsor though.
My specific
W sponsor. Story 1.
25.
Not. I'm saying W sponsor. Like, you know, they pay the man to do that. That's what I'm saying.
Lived in a beach town. My specific neighborhood was about a 20-minute walk.
I don't know
from
what the hell
beach.
Fuel is.
I'd say about 80% of my personality was beach related.
They make some of my mic
I've
working
been
though,
surfing
bro,
longer than I've been able to speak, and it would be an anomaly for me to shake out a pair of shoes and not have some amount of sand fall out.
Good, man.
My 2 best friends.
I know I gotta check, bro. I gotta check. If y'all ain't seen my last one of my videos, bro, my mic just went out mid video, man.
We were all very much obsessed with girls. It was a Saturday night in late May, just a few weeks before school let out. Senioritis had long since set in, and at this point, my friends and I regularly pushed the limits of how much we could get away with without getting in trouble. We already had our coveted college.
Is it just me, bro, or like beach vibes, bro? Just vibey. Like, look at that, bro. Like, that shit just vibey as hell, bro. Like, look, bro. Look. Is that not vibey, bro? That shit just vibey as fuck. Like, shit just look good, bro. I don't know, bro. I do some things in this, bro. With a bit, though. With a bit. I do some things in this motherfucker on that big. You know what I'm saying? I do some things.
Acceptances. So we didn't really care much about high school anymore. Armand and I had plans to meet up with 2 girls from our high school that we'd been getting along with really well at school.
Tight shit.
The plan was to pick the 2 of them up in the evening and enjoy a cool, breezy night on the beach.
My nigga really on the
blankets
two,
and
man.
a few bottles of wine. The perfect combinations for stargazing on the beach. I don't condone drinking and driving to any capacity, but I was just a stupid kid. I arrived at Sophia's house just after 9. Her and Fran sort of walk danced to the car. It was clear that they had a little something to drink beforehand. Armand and I exchanged some excited grins. It was going to be a fun night. I took a scenic route to a scenic beach. It was about a 30-minute drive. The whole time, the 4 of us were having a great time in the car, cracking jokes and talking about some mutual friends.
Boy, really on a 2-man, bro.
At one point, Fran and I were having a very deep philosophical conversation about
going on a 2-man to the beach, though. It's kind of crazy. It's a W, man. But it ain't finna be a W, but that's a W,
nature
though.
of time and death and such. We were all very much in philosophical conversation about the nature of time and death and such. We were all very much enjoying each other's company. The specific beach I had chosen had a dirt path that we could drive a car up. From there was a more narrow sand path that we would walk. The path was actually pretty steep, but I had picked it because we were less likely to encounter any other people at such a secluded spot. Furthermore, this beach was further away from the main boardwalk, so the sky would be clearer for stargazing. I thought of everything. I parked my car as far up the dirt road as possible, and the four of us hopped out. Armand and I carried the blankets and wine. I'll fast forward through the boring stuff. After a few hours and an empty bottle, Armand and I found ourselves separating. He and Fran walked up the beach, and Sophia and I walked in the opposite direction.
About that time.
Being separated by...
About that time. You know what I'm saying? Once I separate, y'all go your own areas. You know what that mean? You know what I'm saying, nigga? What is it? Me. I ain't gonna lie, we finna get freaky on this beach. On God. On God.
A decent amount of distance and darkness. I threw my blanket down, and we drunkenly fell asleep on top of it. Before anything happened, Sophia tensed up.
Wouldn't have been no sneak that night.
Something that I had done, but then she whispered something. Do you hear that? I focused my attention and strained my ears, trying to hear something other than the gentle crashing of ocean waves. I assumed she was just drunk.
I can't sleep in no sand though, no beach and shit. Hell no, that'd be too many goddamn.
Hear something.
You sit in that sand, boy.
Almost like a whirring.
Can't do it.
Like the sound a small engine would make. The sound seemed to be moving around. I couldn't pin down where it was even coming from. Then it seemed to fade away into nothingness. It's nothing, I assured her, eager to resume what we had been doing. And that's what we did.
It water looked like a vibe, but I would not be in that bitch, boy. I can't swim a lick, boy.
Before throwing it over my head. Just then, Sophia, who was still lying on the blanket, shrieked. I whipped around to look at her and saw she was pointing up at something. I looked up, but couldn't see anything besides the blackness of the sky. I sat down next to her to get a better angle, and I was horrified. From her point of view, the moon was perfectly aligned with what appeared to be a drone floating directly overhead.
Oh, fuck.
It hovered a little while longer before zipping up into the dark sky and disappearing out of sight.
Not a fucking drone, boy. Hell no, boy. Get the fuck on, boy.
That noise I heard before was 100% the drone. I got angry at myself for not realizing at the time.
But that drone, that's some weird shit, though, gang. I ain't gonna cap, bro. Joe ain't trolling nothing. But what the fuck a drone doing in the sky, though? Like, bro, every time I see a drone, I just get to thinking a nigga spying on a nigga, bro. I don't like that drone shit, bro. God, bro. This ain't no music video, don't know why is a drone in the sky? You know what I'm saying?
I then got sick at the thought of being watched that entire time.
Oh, shit.
I glanced over at Sophia and could tell she had the same exact feeling. She put her head in her hands and started crying. I consoled her as best I could before suggesting we walk back to the car. The two of us made it to the car to find Armand and Fran already there. I quickly explained the situation. The two of them were dumbfounded, and I could feel the joy in the air literally being sucked out. I began driving in silence in the direction of Sophia's house, eventually trying to lighten the mood with some conversation. It didn't work, though. The girls agreed that they didn't feel safe going home just yet. It was a Saturday night, so I didn't mind staying out late. I asked if we could...
you just seen a drone. I ain't gonna keep pausing, it's my fault. But you just seen a drone and shit stalking you. He driving you back to your house, but you think you still can stalk or something? What you mean you don't feel safe going home, bro? You scared of being alone, baby? That's what I'm hearing. What you mean you scared to go home? It's time to go home! You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. It's time to go home. Am I tripping? It's time to go fucking home. On me.
Could hang out at either of their houses. They both shook their heads, saying their parents wouldn't allow it. My house was off the table for the same reason, as was Armand's. I decided to ask Armand to call up Chuck, which he did. Chuck's house was massive and his parents were super chill. It was honestly the perfect spot. To our delight, Chuck was free. I pulled into Chuck's driveway and parked the car. Armand and the two girls began making their way towards Chuck's front door, and I told them I'd catch up to them in a second. I needed a second to think about everything that had just happened. I was more shaken up than I was letting on, so I leaned my forehead against the steering wheel and closed my eyes in an attempt to...
That's the type of house I need right here, though. You feel me? That's the type of house I need. The whole layout and shit is beautiful, man. I just don't like the trees. That's one thing I don't like. I don't like the trees, bro. I don't want no trees around, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, they get to falling in your house and shit, bro. You got to pay for damn air. Yeah, bro. Get the trees on. I don't like trees, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's one thing I don't like around the house. I don't want trees, man. motherfuckers to do damage to your house, bro. And then you gotta come out of your pocket or some shit, bro. I ain't. Hell no.
Calm down a bit. Honestly, those few seconds with my eyes closed really helped. Instinctively, I pulled out my phone, which I hadn't even touched since the incident. The screen lit up, and I stared at the single notification that sat on the display. I had to blink a few times to make sure I wasn't imagining it. My entire body froze as I stared in horror at the...
Hey, hold on. That nigga, that's my birthday, nigga. Nigga, June 3rd, my birthday, my nigga. Nigga, no funny shit, nigga. That's my fucking birthday, my nigga. Bro, this shit says Monday, June 3rd, nigga. Nigga, no cap. I think June 3rd was on a Monday this year, nigga. Dead ass. Bro, I think my birthday was on a Monday this year. It was. That shit says AirTag found moving with you. The location of the AirTag can be seen by the owner.
AirTag found moving with you. Every emotion that I had just expelled from my body came crashing back. We were literally being tracked. I snapped out of my paralysis and jumped out of the car, examining every inch of the vehicle. Nothing on the front bumper, nothing in the grille, and nothing on the back. I started getting desperate, checking the seats and flipping floor mats. Still nothing. By now, sweat was pouring down my neck, and I could feel the hairs on my arms and legs clamping up. I got on my hands and knees and began examining the underside of my car. I got to the tire on the driver's side and began feeling around the tire well. And there it was. It was literally taped to the underside of the well. Impossible to find if you didn't know what you were looking for. I held the tag in my hand for a few seconds before throwing it to the ground and smashing it to pieces. Whoever had watched us on the beach with that drone knew where we were. I didn't feel safe in Chuck's driveway all alone. I picked up one of the broken AirTag pieces and ran over to Chuck's front door. I told everyone what I had discovered, showing them the AirTag pieces to prove it. They were even more horrified than I was, especially the girls. They checked their phones and saw the same notification. Chuck was particularly pissed off because we had been potentially tracked back to his house.
That's what that shit mean.
After the panic subsided, we spent the rest of the night in Chuck's basement and ended up sleeping over. A couple weeks passed and nothing happened. Honestly, my friends and I were glad to forget about the whole thing.
It'd be some weirdos out here.
Assuming it was entirely in the past now. The only way we could rationalize it was that some creep wanted to watch some young adults hook up on the beach and track their car to scare them. It was chilling to think about, but we
ain't trying to do no scaring.
The situation hadn't escalated.
Play with me like that, boy.
One Sunday morning, about 3 weeks after the incident, I got a call from Chuck. He screamed through the phone for me to drive to his house as soon as possible, which I did. When I got there, he was standing in his driveway with a concerned look on his face and some paper in his hand. I was confused until I realized what he was holding. They weren't papers, but rather pictures. I examined them more closely. Pictures of me from that night on the beach.
Oh, fuck no.
Grainy and dimly lit.
Man, fuck no.
You could clearly see Sophia and I in revealing fashion. I was disgusted. I could only imagine how Sophia would feel upon finding out.
Creepy ass shit, nigga.
Not knowing what to do, we called the police.
Pedophile ass, R. Kelly ass nigga.
And explained the situation. They told us that there was essentially nothing they could do, but we insisted that they at least scan the photos for prints.
Diddy ass nigga, boy.
They eventually got back to us saying the photos turned up nothing. Sophia was terrified that whoever sent them would try and blackmail her, and I feared the same. The experience was downright traumatizing.
Bro, how can they blackmail you?
Nothing ever happened after that. Probably because we
they be so stupid. How can they blackmail you over pictures, bro? Like, bro, is you stupid, bro? Like, bro, I don't care. Somebody try, but I don't care, bro. Go ahead, bro. You can show the world my meat. I don't give a fuck, bro. That's all they got on me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they ever like leak my meat, nigga, she just leaked my meat. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's not that serious, bro. Y'all making big deals about nothing, bro. I ain't gonna let no bit blackmail me. You crazy?
Gotten the police involved. Sophia was never quite the same around.
Nigga, anything I do, nigga, I mean it, nigga. I stand on all 10 about it, nigga.
Pictures don't turn up later in my life.
Stand on all 10, boy. Story number 1 was a W, though.
My best friend Ricardo and I were 19. At the risk of sounding pretentious,
the I ain't gonna lie, this beach layout right here ugly as hell.
To enjoy our summers down the Jersey Shore.
I like this one.
My house is in Belmar, New Jersey, and his is
That
in
shit ugly as
Lavalette.
hell, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
It was a random summer night during the week, and Ricardo was driving the
Shit just
two of
look
us from
pale,
my
bro.
house
She
in
look pale
Belmar
as
down
hell.
to Lavalette, about an hour drive. To be completely honest, I preferred hanging out in Ricardo's house, not only because it was a little nicer, but because the general vibe of Lavalette is more geared towards kids our age. If we weren't scouring the area for a party, we could enjoy some drinks on one of the many private beaches we technically weren't supposed to be on.
Nigga, they ain't the same venue,
I could
bro.
go
That shit
on and
hard.
on about things to do down the shore.
Man, see, that shit
but
down
for the
there
sake
look
of
hard,
brevity, I'll try my best to get to the point.
Nah, I ain't gonna
As
lie.
we
that
were
shit
driving
look-
down,
it look
we
kinda
agreed that
mid.
we'd opt for a quieter night. No partying, links, or anything that we might normally do.
Shit look mid.
The two of us agreed to snag a few beers, roll a joint, and chill on one of the private beaches under the stars. Honestly, it sounded great. The two of us had been going pretty hard with some of our other friends. A break from partying was much needed. To anyone unfamiliar with the layout of Lavalette, there's a beach side and a bay side. Most of the beaches feature a really high dune and a steep drop-off as you approach the ocean. If you were to stand at the ocean edge and look back, you'd see a pretty sizable hill of sand. After drinking a few
Side
drinks
shit,
at
side
Ricardo's
shit.
place, we snagged some bikes from his garage and made our way toward the beach of our choice. For whatever reason, Ricardo insisted on journeying further than I'd ever been, which I didn't quite understand since all the beaches were basically
That's
the
why,
same.
bro, I gotta stay on all 10 when I'm out, bro. I don't be drinking like that. I don't even drink, bro. I don't know why I say it like that, bro. I don't drink, bro.
I really
I don't smoke either. Never smoke, bro. I don't smoke.
didn't mind a longer bike ride though, so I just went with it.
I'm one of them.
Eventually,
I'm one of them.
Ricardo decided on a desolate-looking beach.
I do everything
at the end of the
sober,
road,
boy.
No cars parked on it.
No cap.
Every house on the street had its lights off. I actually preferred this. This was back when weed was illegal in New Jersey, and we weren't too keen on getting caught. Plus, we did have some drinks with us despite the fact that we were only 19. We hid our bikes under some shrubs. Then we made our way toward the beach. The two of us lit our J and smoked under the stars, the only sound being the light waves of the ocean and the accompanying wind. The beach stretched on endlessly in both directions, and the sand felt cool underneath our feet. The two of us got progressively drunker while we filled the air with laughter and conversation. Eventually, we just laid back in the sand, watching a sky full of stars in hopes of witnessing a shooting star. That's when we heard it. I heard it first. It was almost undetectable. The sound was like a metallic buzzing, sort of
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
the
heard it,
sound
bro.
you hear in a massive gymnasium with large overhead lights. I really can't describe the sound any better. It was a faint metallic buzz that couldn't possibly be anything caused by the beach. I sat up and stared at Ricardo, and I could tell the moment he started to hear it too.
Ain't that what? It's just a
Two
little
of us whipped our
relaxing.
heads in every direction, looking into the darkness for the source of the drone. Strangely, it was difficult to pin down exactly where the sound was coming from. It was just too faint to tell. We were beginning to get freaked out, but were too terrified to move. We assumed that whatever was making that noise would go away, and we wouldn't have to worry about it. There was literally no way we could be seen from our spot on that beach. It
Type
was way
shit.
too dark, and the sound of the ocean definitely drowned out any sounds we had been making.
Type shit.
I know it doesn't exactly sound scary, but I'd be lying if I said my heart wasn't pounding out of my chest. The drone continued on, and after another few minutes, Ricardo gestured for me to follow him. I nodded my head in agreement. Leaving was definitely the
That's
best.
gonna leave me on like this. Just gonna make me like be paranoid when I see a fucking drone. I'm already like that when I see a drone, but this is really just gonna make a nigga paranoid when he see a drone, bro. Don't let me see a drone on the beach. That motherfucker coming down. Simple,
Stop shit.
simple. That motherfucker
Just
coming
like
out
a
the
scene
air.
from a movie. The exact second the two of us stood up, the droning went from a 1 to a 5. It took every ounce of self-control I had to resist the urge to yell in fear. It wasn't a gradual shift. The sound literally increased in a split second, and it was definitely coming from our right. I felt the hairs on my neck stand up, and a wave of fear washed over me, tensing my body from head to toe. We stared into the darkness and still didn't see anything. But now the drone sounded so close to us that we instinctively started running toward the sand dune. I didn't even know what we were running from. All I knew was that something was
running.
seriously wrong and there was someone or something after us. As we were about
Definitely a
halfway to
person,
the
definitely
dune,
a person.
I felt Ricardo place a firm hand
I know
on my
something.
shoulder, abruptly
Like it's
stopping
someone.
me from continuing to run. At first, I was confused, but then I saw what his gaze was fixated on. I glanced up toward the dune and saw it. There was a dark figure standing motionlessly at the peak of the dune. Its arms were freakishly long, almost reaching its knees. It was ridiculously tall.
Yeah, I'm getting
I
the
was
fuck
shocked
on.
at how it managed
I'm
to
not gonna lie.
stand so still.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know how
Ricardo shouted.
You know how people say they like kind of slow on the sand beach and shit. Oh no, ain't no slow key. Ain't no slow key. I never be slow. Only time I'm slow is in the water. That's my kryptonite.
Breaking my gaze from the figure.
Nigga, I ain't getting in the water, nigga.
To the beach.
Like pool and shit,
the next
nigga.
dune
Come on,
entrance
we on no
and
weird
sprinted
shit.
up the slope. As we made our way to the peak, we looked back at where we had just came from. I can still remember the terrifying sight that followed. Not only was the dark figure still on the dune, but there were maybe 3 or 4 more standing motionless on the slope. Each one looked like they were facing us.
Damn.
We didn't have time to go back for our bikes, instead opting to run the entire way home. The next morning, we retraced our steps, but couldn't for the lives of us find those bikes. Maybe they had been stolen.
Them boy, deboed them bitches.
Maybe whoever or whatever was stalking us the night before had something to do with it.
They deboed them
Either
boy.
way, I've never
Bye
experienced
bye
anything
bye.
scarier on a beach, and still have trouble explaining most of these
I ain't
events.
gonna lie, you kind of fast on a
weirdest
bike
thing
though.
for
Why
me is
y'all
I was
didn't just
never
take the
able to
bike?
determine what the buzzing drone was, and to
You
this
is on the
day,
beach, though.
I've not heard anything even remotely close to it.
Why y'all didn't just take the bike though? I don't know, bro. I would have ran up the hill with the bike, nigga, and as soon as I got to the top, I'm putting feet to feet,
Beaches have
nigga.
always terrified me.
Belt the feet.
Well, not always.
No cap.
Here's a direct result of what I'm about to tell you.
You nigga, now fuck on
As
that
a
bike,
kid,
boy.
I used to love the shore. I remember spending many summers in eager anticipation of the weekend when my family and I would hang out at our beach house. Or, if I was lucky, they'd let me spend it at my friend Charles' beach house, which was even more fun. I was 16.
I ain't gonna lie, this house right here a little scary, nigga. The fuck?
Me, Charles, and our third friend Riley were gonna spend a few unsupervised days at Charles' beach house in
Fuck,
LBI.
I ain't fucking with that house.
Riley was a
Shit look
year
scary.
older than Charles and I, and had recently gotten his license, so we'd be driving down in his car. The drive down was fantastic. Riley was a pretty...
Alright, they're gonna conclude this shit though, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come at y'all with a plot. Gotcha, nigga. I got you again, nigga. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. Come on now. Come on, bro. That's 2 for 2, nigga. I looked this serious on that one. On the last one, I probably ain't looked serious, but on this one, I looked it serious, bro. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know we finishing this shit, bro. But I just had to get you, my nigga. I'm sorry. Mukasa mikata makata. You know what I'm saying?
uncoordinated driver at the time, so most of the ride was spent laughing at him swerving and cursing the road. It was great. We got down to LBI in good time and immediately moved all of our stuff from the car
Bro,
to
I'm
the
low
rooms
key
we'd be
thirsty
staying
as
in.
shit, bro.
The layout of the house is important to the story, so I'll briefly mention it. There's a front door, a garage door which connects the back to the front yard, a back sliding door,
There's a front
and
door,
back
garage door.
upstairs deck that connects the upstairs bedrooms. There's also a spiral staircase that allows you to go directly from the back deck to the ground, so you can enter and exit the house from upstairs. The house sits along a lagoon,
fuck?
meaning the back end of the house faces a narrow channel of water, with houses on the opposite side. We were at that ripe age where chasing girls was a priority, and a nice beach house all to ourselves was the perfect occasion. We spent a few hours figuring out which girls were down the shore at the time and talked to them on
Like it.
Snapchat. Finally, we found a group of 3 cute girls that said they'd be down to come kick back at Charles' house. I had more than enough weed to last us the weekend, and we had snagged a few bottles of our parents' alcohol before leaving. It was perfect. Things were going very well. The 3 girls, Rosie, Alexa, and Sophie, were
you
fun
name?
and flirty, and the
This
3 of us
nigga-
could tell
this-
where the night would probably end up.
Name dropping. He's name dropping. He name dropping.
At one point, the 6 of us decided to smoke in Charles' backyard pool. It was small, but it was perfect for 6 drunk kids. I remember the sight vividly. The gentle bay breeze blowing through my hair, the steam from the heated water rising slowly with the puffs of smoke from the joints. At our age, this was bliss. But then suddenly, Charles turned the music all the way down and stared over my shoulder into the darkness of the lagoon. Confused, I turned around, peering into the darkness. I could roughly make out the houses on the other side of the lagoon, but I wasn't quite sure what Charles was looking at. One of the girls asked Charles why he turned the music down, and he whispered that he saw someone standing on the dock opposite the house. I figured he was messing with us, so I started laughing. "Who cares, bro? People literally live here," I said. Charles shook his head. "I know that family personally. My parents said they're in Florida for the week." In all honesty, I still thought it wasn't a big deal or he was just messing around. So
Yeah, you
I
one of
kept
them
chuckling.
friends who ain't alert.
Girls
you
were a
know?
little freaked out though.
I
Said
need
they wanted to go back
all my
inside.
friends alert, nigga.
I wasn't going to argue, so the 6 of us started making our way out of the pool. As we were drying off in the yard, Riley jumped and cursed, looking towards the lagoon. The rest of us turned, and even though the light was dim, I could definitely see what looked like movement coming from the opposite dock. The 6 of us froze in place, trying to get a better glimpse of what we were looking at.
Now you believe,
Just
huh?
then,
You believe in
the
that?
car on the road across from us lit up the scene ever so slightly, and the sight was
It
horrifying.
always takes something to happen, bro, for a
There were
nigga
4
believe somebody,
tall
man.
silhouettes
Swear to
standing
God.
at the edge of the dock, facing us.
Don't listen.
It was impossible to tell what they were wearing or what they looked like, but there was no doubt they were facing our direction. "Go inside now," said Charles with a shaky voice, motioning us toward the sliding door. As we rushed inside, I heard a distinct sound that remains the most terrifying noise I'd ever heard. 4 consecutive splashes rang out from behind us. Those guys were swimming across the lagoon.
Oh, is it?
We were in full-on panic mode at that point.
No,
The
that
girl
mean.
screamed while Riley slammed the sliding door shut and locked it.
Boy
Charles
put their
quickly ran to the
feet
front
down.
to
They
lock
put them
that
feet
door
down.
too, and the 6 of us ran to the room that wasn't visible from the outside. We waited in silence, horrified at what we might hear next. A few minutes passed, still nothing. Out of nowhere, Riley cursed, revealing to us that he had forgotten to lock the sliding door on the deck. Charles started to panic.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I would have threw the nigga ass. How the fuck you forget to lock the door, boy? Huh? Huh? Bro, how do you forget to lock a door, bro? You can't forget to lock the door, bro. That's literally humanly impossible, bro. For me. Cause if I'm walking in something, I'm not forgetting to lock the door if I know I need the door locked, bro. How did you forget to lock the door, bro? I ain't gonna lie, bro. It would have been he and ha-ha after we solved the problem. You would have got these ha-has, nigga.
Panic, knowing that this house was about to be broken into. Just then, we heard soft, quieted footsteps above us, and that was the last straw. None of us had any weapons on hand, and we were all intoxicated, so running was really our only option. The 6 of us sprinted for the front door and bolted to the car, which Riley started up in a flash. The chaos of it all was too much for Riley to handle, and he destroyed Charles' mailbox on the way out of the driveway.
Damn, nigga,
Once
calm
we were far
down.
enough away, we called the police.
You already in the
The
car,
ordeal
bro.
was a nightmare.
Chill.
We went back to the house once police had searched it, but the news was shattering. All of the valuables on the top floor were missing, but that wasn't the worst part. Charles' family owned a medium-sized Boston whaler boat, which was also stolen, most likely as the getaway vehicle. Charles' father tended to keep a spare set of keys inside a small hatch below the steering wheel.
That's tough.
Which the police concluded was how the culprits got away so quickly. How they knew where the key was hidden is something I still wonder. The police were never able to arrest the perpetrators, and likely never will. Charles, Riley, and I think whoever robbed the house might have been someone who knew Charles' family, and they knew where the key was, and the house was supposed to be vacant that weekend as well.
Type shit.
It's been a long time since this chilling event took place, but I haven't let one day pass without locking every door and window in my home. Do yourself a favor and lock your doors at night.
Hey, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was normal to lock doors. Nigga. You know what I'm saying? I thought that shit was normal, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I hope y'all enjoyed them whole stories, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Story 1 was the best story. For sure. For sure. Let y'all comment down below which one y'all thought was the best story, bro. I think story 1 was the best story. You know what I'm saying? But y'all just let me know what y'all think. I think story 1. But, you know, could be wrong, though.